Brooms, knee sliders, hacks, stones, all standard pieces of equipment for curling. But these Olympians are heading to Torino with a different set of tools. Ali now has his dream job, but making a semi-pro team prosper in Syracuse can be quite a nightmare. Just ask the Syracuse Smash and the Salty Dogs. Of course, the Syracuse Crunch have shown that a minor league team can succeed in the Syracuse market. After a conference loss on the road in what should have been an easy game, the Orange come back home to the Dome to try and bolster their tournament resume. Philo, Schulte, and Rinker sit atop the leaderboard while the others scramble to try and get to -1 to qualify for the PGA Championship in August. Jim Boeheim's teams have only had 2 4-game losing streaks ever besides this one, and the last time the Orange had a 5-game losing streak, Lyndon B. Johnson was president. Somebody help these guys out here. Use my easy button. The sound of granite curling stones striking each other is a unique one in the world of sports, but on a Thursday evening at the Utica Curling Club, the sound fills the air. You'll also find a couple of Olympic athletes.
And I never thought I'd be going to the Olympics, but I'm very proud to represent the United States, and it's like a dream come true, really, for me.
Having a shot to represent the U.S. at the Paralympics and hopefully come back with a medal, and we're looking for gold, is just unbelievable.
Brooms, knee sliders, hacks, stones, all standard pieces of equipment for curling. But these Olympians are heading to Torino with a different set of tools. That's because Joseph and Perez are confined to their wheelchairs. Perez lost one of his legs to cancer in 2003, and Joseph has been without his legs since a garbage compactor accident in '87. That means they will be playing in the Paralympics rather than the regular Olympics.
Well, they have sweepers for one. They cheat with them brooms. But we're in our standard chair, and we just have to shoot it with the stick.
So while the specifics of the sport are a little different, the will to win is the same.
Life goes on. I'm just, a little shorter than I was, but I'm the same guy. Life's too short. I mean, you never know when something can happen to you, so you have to live every day like it's, your last, really.
Losing their legs may have slowed down these Central New Yorkers, but it didn't stop them. They're still rolling along
12-13.
All the way to Torino, Italy.
All right.
I'm Aaron McElhern, NCC Sports. There's a new semi-pro team in Syracuse. The Soldiers have enlisted in the American Indoor Football League. But the announcement came so late and the preseason was so short that Coach Kirby Dardar really had to hit the ground running.
January 25th, you get the announcement, and first game March 6th. You have to have a full team ready to go.
And that meant scrambling to get people on board. The former Syracuse wide receiver had his hands full, but his popularity helped.
To try to get this thing going as fast as possible, it was very crucial that I do contact as many people that I knew locally that could help this program get going.
After hiring a head coach, the team went looking for a general manager, and it might surprise you where they found one.
I actually came with the intention of buying season tickets.
But after volunteering in the front office and offering to help in any way,
the executive director of the league called me and asked me if I wanted to be the general manager.
Ali now has his dream job, but making a semi-pro team prosper in Syracuse can be quite a nightmare. Just ask the Syracuse Smash and the Salty Dogs. Of course, the Syracuse Crunch have shown that a minor league team can succeed in the Syracuse market.
I know what's being said and written about them was exactly what was said and written about us when we came in 1994. We were, it's a hockey graveyard. You'll never make it work. It's failed so many times here.
But lineman Scott Irons says the Soldiers can be just as successful as any team in the league if they had more support.
The proper opportunity, the proper money spent, the proper advertising, things like that, there's no doubt in my mind if we could be just as huge. No doubt in my mind.
The season is at the halfway mark, and the Soldiers are struggling to find fans to fill the seats. It would seem Syracuse needs some convincing. I'm Aaron McElhern, NCC Sports. Hello everyone. Tiger Woods was considered the favorite to win this year's Masters, and why not? He's won it 4 times, but to do it again, the defending champ had to beat 2004 champion Phil Mickelson, who had a 1-stroke lead going into today's final round. Mickelson playing the final round with Fred Couples. We'll get to them in a second, but here's Tiger lurking a few groups in front of those guys. This birdie putt on number 1 was kind of a microcosm of his day. He was just right there, but couldn't drop the hammer. He would make a bit of a run with some late birdies, but it just wasn't enough. He finished 4 under overall. Back to the final pair now. 7th hole, Couples and Mickelson tied for the lead. Boom Boom was the best ball striker all day. Knocks down this approach on 7. He'd birdie to go to 5 under, and so would Phil Mickelson. Now on 8, Lefty pitches onto the green. gets it to check up nicely, leaves it about 3 feet from the pin. He'd birdie to move to 6 under and take the lead all by himself. Phil had a 1-stroke lead at the turn. 11th hole now. Couples 3 putts for bogey. Wishes he had that one back. It just slips out. Kind of ugly there. Mickelson would play amen corner at 1 under, and then on 15, flawless. The birdie gives him a 4-stroke lead at -8. The only blemish on the card for Phil today came on the 18th, but by then, it didn't matter. Mickelson wins his 2nd green jacket in 3 years, winning by 2 strokes over Tim Clark. Couples finished tied with Tiger for 3rd. Lefty is the first player since 1988 to win the week before the Masters and then go on to win at Augusta. After starting out 0 for 42 at the majors, Phil has now won 3 of the last 9. 1 week into the Major League Baseball season, and the Yankees' $200 million payroll has bought them exactly 1 win. After scoring 15 runs in the season opener, the Bronx Bombers' offense mustered just 10 in the next 4 games. Each of those, a loss. So in addition to happiness, money can't always buy wins. Yanks trying to avoid their first sweep at Anaheim in 11 years. A-Rod has a little bit to say about that. 2nd inning, 0 for his last 10 coming in, but he loves Cologne. Solo shot to dead center, 8th career homer against Cologne puts the Yanks out in front. Still in the 2nd, Jorge Posada with 2 men on, jacks one out to right, first of 2 for him in the game, 4-0 Bombers. Cologne gave up 7 runs in just 2 innings, and his replacements weren't any better. Top of the 3rd, Robinson Cano lines a double to left center, 2-run score, 8-0 Yankees. Mike Mussina on the mound for the Yanks today would be the beneficiary of all this support. Bottom 3rd gets Vlad Guerrero looking. That is nasty stuff from the Moose. Yankees finally get their 2nd win, 10-1 the final. The Moose went 6 innings for the win, struck out 5, and walked 2 batters. Bombers now come home for their home opener on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Mets hosting the Marlins. 7th inning, here comes New York. David Wright lines it to right, past the glove of Jeremy Hermida. Paul LaDuca and Carlos Beltran score. Wright ends up at 3rd with a triple, and he was not done. Bottom of the 9th, Mets have runners at the corners. Wright lifts a high fly off Carlos Martinez. That'll bring Beltran home with the game winner. Mets complete the comeback, 3-2 the final. Wright's now driven in a run in each of the Mets' first 5 games. First player in team history to do that. Very impressive. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.